December 23rd, the penultimate hatch of the Chessex 24 holiday calendar cube. And the final hatch on this side. So we can expect almost certainly more than one die. And that is because we have not one, not two, but three whole sets where a die, at least one die, is missing. So we are missing from the two here in my dice tray, this light blue clouded translucent set, and the mini Holly deck, as I come to call it. It probably has an official name. I don't know it. That's just what I'm calling it. And then we have this set here, which is lacking its D4. So I'm going to, with all sets that are missing and that I know are sets, plop them down here. Probably have the small ones going into this little crevice between the two sets and nestle there. Right, now for the hatch. And unlike the Qa'Rajh one, which is in small boxes where I can just take each box out and just shake it about, and thus be able to tell if there is more than one dice in it, note that the Qa'Rajh didn't have any hatches or boxes with more than one die, so that was never the case. But I can't do that with this one because, well, there's still multiple die in this, as there is die in hatch number 24 as well. There might even also be something extra inside of this. We'll have to check once I make the number 24 hatch. But today is not that day. That is for tomorrow. Alright, satisfying little plunk. As always, you can peek if you want to. I will not, as it is not my style to do so. I want to be surprised and keep... Oop, accidentally knocked into my phone holder. And I want to keep it a surprise for as long as possible, at least for myself. Okay. Well, there is the D4 from the white, red, and orange set. And nothing else. Okay. Why must we dance this dance, O D4? Well, it is not so much the dice fault. I will admit to that. It is, however, entirely the fault of these pits being way too deep and narrow for regular... Oh my, where did you go? It went... Somehow, it hopped over here in hatch number 15. Now, thankfully, there is nothing else in 15 because that has already been done. But this is what I'm talking about. Why make the... It's not just the shallowness of, like, the thinness of this entrance. It's not just the depth, which is like, if I poke my thumb in there, it's about this deep. And albeit that's not a lot, that's still something when you are trying to maneuver fingers in. Now, it was okay if it was deep, if it was wider so that you could easily get your fingers in. But as it is, I can only get my middle finger sort of about halfway in, which means that I have very limited mobility once it's actually in there. Even less so when I have two fingers in there, which is often needed for the sake of getting a die out. This is perhaps the part that I dislike the most about this cube. I like that it's different and that it's doing something that I haven't seen other calendars do. And this is, to my knowledge, the first time that Chessex have made a dice advent calendar of their own. So there is a sort of a, I wouldn't call it beginner's know-how, but rather a beginner's, I don't think there is a good phrase for it. But this is what not to do when making an advent calendar. Okay, got it up so far. Now for, aha! That took a lot more work than anticipated, but, well, not than anticipated. Okay, how are we looking for? So the problem with this set has largely been that the color of the lettering has not been great for legibility, aka the color in the letter have not been clear enough or contrasting enough to be actually, I mean, it is legible, it's just not easy to read, and that is a different thing. Here, though, I would say it, for the most part, it looks fairly nice. Like, there isn't, from what I can see, issues with the lettering. The coloring looks nice and clean, it isn't chipped or anything. I'll say, for the sake of this set, this one is actually decent, if you can focus here. No? We're not going to do that? Alright. Well, it's fine. So, it goes into the tower. That's a 3. And as the set is now done, the entire set goes into the bowl. I will probably find a separate dice bag for it. I have both large dice bags, which is usually just a mix of several sets. And then I also have smaller ones, which is like, this is one bag for one set. Okay, well that has been the penultimate hatch of this episode. Until tomorrow, where we shall finish this calendar up, at least until I do a review video, which is probably going to happen on the other side of Christmas, as I have my family to visit. Take care.